haven't been able to get home this early in so long. The busy seasons in February is seriously hell. What was that? Yume? Yua? Is that you? My name is Yume Matsuashi. I'm a 25-year-old full-time office employee. I have a sister who is 11 years older than me. Actually, both of my parents passed away in an accident when I was 7 years old. At the time, my sister was 18 years old and a freshman in college. With my parents' life insurance, compensation of damages from the accident, and the survivor's pension, we were left with enough money to somehow get by. However, my relatives got into a fight about what to do with 7-year-old me. Sissy Yua. I will quit college. What? But you worked so hard to get into that university. The most important thing to me now is not college, but my little sister, who's my last remaining family. I want to do whatever it takes and whatever I can. For her. I will never forget the warmth of my sister's hand as she held it tightly and said those words. From there, our sisters put our strength together and became a family of 2. Although my sister was mainly just the one helping me. I had just started elementary school, and my sister became like my mother and raised me. Not only did she get me through high school, she even managed to send me to college, and I was able to land a job at the most popular company for new graduates. My little Yume, now it's such a big company. I'm sure Mom and Dad are really happy too. Thank you, but all of it is thanks to you, Yua. Once I graduated college, I was able to stand on my own 2 feet and didn't have to rely on my sister anymore. But then, not long after that, my sister got a boyfriend and she introduced him to me. She was always looking after me and probably didn't have any time for relationships, so I was genuinely happy to hear about it. Her partner was her colleague who was the same age as her, named Mr. Maso Saito.
You must be the little sister that Yua spent her blood, sweat, and tears to raise. You're beautiful just like your sister.
Oh, that's not true. Hey, can you stop flirting with my little sister?
Sorry.
Marcel seemed kind and friendly, and I was truly relieved that she was able to meet someone so wonderful. I also wanted to do whatever I could for my sister's happiness, and wanted to give back to her, so... Yua, actually, I've been saving up for a while now, so if anything were to happen to you, this time I could protect you. Yume, no way! I won't let you say it that I don't need to think of these things. You dropped out of college and gave up on your dreams for me, and spent 18 years raising me. There's no way I'm not going to give it back to you somehow. Yume, I know you're already an adult and standing on your own 2 feet. From now on, we're both adults, so if anything happens, I guess I'll let you spoil me. Please do. And when it comes to your wedding on your honeymoon, you have to let me help out at least a little bit. I'll discuss it with Merso, but really, thank you. I can't believe you've grown into such an adult. I'm truly so happy. And then, after 3 years of dating Marcel, he and my sister were officially engaged. They were going to live together for 1 year before they submit their marriage certificate, and this was the first time that we could live apart as sisters. I guess this is our time to leave the nest. Yua, thank you so much for raising me the last 18 years. If anything happens, you have to rely on me, because we're the only family we have in this world. Yes, that's a promise, Yume. After that, I sent my sister off to be with Marcel. Yua, my sister! That day, I couldn't stop crying, and I couldn't sit still, so I decided to contact a certain person. I hope my sister becomes the happiest ever. Yume, you're drinking too much. Miss Runa, do you not understand how I feel right now? This person is Miss Runa Suzuki. She's my junior colleague at work. However, she's actually the CEO's little sister. In order to support the CEO in the future, she's in the middle of getting experience in all the different departments right now. Miss Runa also lost her parents when she was younger, and she said that she was raised by her brother who was 10 years older than her. When we found out we had similar upbringings, we became quite close. My brother just couldn't let me go. So I'm seriously glad he got married. Aren't you happy too? That your sister found happiness? Yeah, of course I am, but... Come on then, I'll keep you company until you feel good about it, so let's drink. What a sound. Sounds like you're really enjoying the drinks. And so, Miss Runa kept me company and cheered me up all night, and I felt really refreshed. I was able to flip my mood and put my all into my work. Of course, during that time, I wanted to talk to my sister, but...
Hey, Yume, how are you?
Masao, it's been a long time. How's life going? You know, with my sister.
It's super fun. I'm reaching out because we're actually going to go on a trip together.
What? That's very sudden.
That being said, we took the day off on Friday and we're coming back on Monday, so it's really just a little mini vacation.
Whoa, that's wonderful.
About that, where we're going is really deep in the mountains and doesn't get much reception, so I don't want you to get worried, even if you can't get a hold of her.
Got it. I won't get in the way of your lovey-dovey holiday.
Thanks. I hope you're looking forward to a souvenir.
I bet this is the most fun time now that they're finally living together. I'm so happy. I'm happy, but I also feel sad. I feel like I can understand how the CEO felt when he couldn't let his little sister go. So, as Masao told me to, well, not exactly, but I held back on contacting my sister. That being said, I also didn't have time to do so anyway. That's right, the accounting department was currently in the hell of February to March busy season. We were approaching the settlement of accounts. This period is so busy that there's simply no room for anything outside of work. Our company generally has no overtime policy, but when it comes to February to March, overtime is released, to the point where they have to give special benefits too.
Why are you messing up the numbers here?
Miss Yume, I have a question here. Can you help me?
Just 5 more minutes. No, 10 more minutes. Wait. 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 2, 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 1, 0, 9... How do I read this again? 8, 8, 8?
Miss Yume, please keep your consciousness.
I had turned into a zombie every single day, so I didn't even have the capacity to contact my sister. I came back to Earth when I looked at the calendar and the date. What? It's already been 1 week? That was so fast. Did I just jump through a time warp? It felt like just yesterday that I got a message that my sister was going on vacation. We were finally at the point where employees could one by one start going home with no overtime. Tomorrow was minor overtime day. I thought about going to dinner for the first time in a while with my sister, so I sent her a message. Hey Yua, it's been a minute. Did you have fun on your trip? I'm currently in the busy season at work and it's hell. But tomorrow I finally get to go home without overtime. Let's go to dinner and catch up. I'll be waiting for your reply. I sent her a message to invite her like that, but I didn't get a response. To be fair, I don't respond that quickly either, and I didn't want to be annoying, so I decided to not send any more messages. I haven't been able to get home this early in so long. It's the busy season in February is absolute hell. What was that? Yua? Is that you? Standing in the doorway was a completely different figure of my sister. Her clothes were all battered, she had scars all over, and you could tell on first glance that she wasn't feeling well. Yua, what on earth happened? Yua! Help me! In 18 years of being with my older sister, this was the first time she was asking for help. I immediately called an ambulance. She was taken to the hospital, and there we found out a shocking truth.
Your sister is suffering from severe malnutrition.
Malnutrition?
Not only that, but her whole body is covered with cuts, scrapes, and bruises. They all seem to be quite new within the last week or so.
No way!
This is very clearly a criminal case. There is an extremely high chance that your sister was roped into some kind of an incident. I really think that you should report this to the police.
I understand, but I'm going to talk to my sister first and hear it from her.
By the way, does your sister have a husband or a partner?
Oh, yes, she has a fiancé. I was just about to contact him now, but...
Just in case, please do not contact him.
What do you mean?
You said your sister came back on a vacation and this was her state, right?
Yes.
And who did she go on a trip with?
No way!
There is a chance that she was roped into the incident after she parted ways with her fiancé, but judging by the scars, I believe that there were many that did not happen today. I think we should prepare for many different situations.
I understand. When speaking to the doctor, I suddenly felt a chill freeze down my spine. Would somebody that kind do something so awful to my sister? But 1 week ago, he went out of his way to message me not to worry if I couldn't get hold of my sister. And my sister didn't message me herself about going on vacation. When I started giving her a message yesterday, she didn't reply either. It all started to give me a really bad feeling. I rushed into the hospital room, but my sister was still asleep. She wasn't in a state where I could ask what happened. But I also have work, and it wasn't a situation where I could take the day off. I didn't know what to do, so I decided to call Miss Runa. Miss Runa, I'm so sorry to call you this late at night.
Don't worry. More importantly, what's the matter?
Actually, I don't know the details myself, but I told her everything that I knew, including that my sister may have been a victim of assault, and that her fiancé might be a suspect in the case. But the more I put into words, the more fear I started to feel, and the person that my sister loves most could be a criminal? And I couldn't believe that I didn't notice this for 1 week. I felt so pathetic.
Which hospital are you at right now?
MoniRobo Central Hospital.
I'll be there. Wait for me.
Before I could reply, Miss Runa had hung up the phone. While I was in the lobby, she really did show up to the hospital. Miss Runa!
Don't worry. I'm sorry you had to deal with that alone. You handled it very well. And don't worry about work right now. What you should prioritize right now above anything else is your sister.
But if even one person in the team isn't in work right now...
Don't worry, I already spoke to my brother about it.
What?
He's rushing right now to ask companies that he knows, and if they might have any accountants that could lend us a hand. My brother also said, "How can you work when something this important is happening?" And his face was bright red.
Oh, he's the best CEO.
More importantly, Yume, I don't think you should go back to your house for a while.
What? But why?
In the off chance that your sister's fiancé is really the culprit, he'll probably come to your house to look for your sister. There's a chance that he's already there. Did you contact the fiancé yet?
The doctor told me I shouldn't.
That's sound advice. However, if he tries to contact you, you should reply so that it's not suspicious.
I understand. Speak of the devil, I was getting a message from Maso.
Is that the fiancé?
Yes.
Yume, sorry for the late message. Any chance Yua's with you? This is a little embarrassing, but we got into a little fight on the trip, so she ran out from the house. I imagine she may have gotten in touch with you already.
What do I do? What do I do?
Calm down. Tell him you're still at work because it's a busy season, and that you're staying over at the company tonight.
Maso, hello. About that, the accounting department is actually really hellish in the busy season right now. So, I'm actually staying over at the company tonight. I just checked my messages, but it looks like you hasn't messaged me.
I see. I'm sorry to bother you when you're busy. I want you to let me know if Yua gets in touch with you. If possible, can you tell her to come back home? That would be a huge help.
Got it. Do you think that was okay?
That was great. Alright, it's really late tonight, and the visitation hours are already over. So let's go back to my place for now.
Are you sure that's okay?
If anything, my brother told me to bring you back to ours.
If there's God, if there's Buddha, there's a CEO. And so I follows Miss Runa back to the CEO's house.
Hey, we're home!
Oh, welcome back, Runa. And you too, Miss Matsuhashi.
It's the CEO in the flesh!
This is the first time I've been greeted like that.
Because for a normal player like me, you're outside an existence above the clouds.
I guess I haven't been able to stop by the accounting department much, but you shouldn't have to be so stiff. You can just relax and call me Alan.
As if I ever could.
Yume, why don't you go take a shower? You must be exhausted today.
If you don't mind, I would like to.
When you're done with the shower, we've prepared dinner for you too.
This is far too kind. Thank you so much. And so, I received the hospitality of the Suzuki siblings, and I was able to finally take a deep breath. It turns out that Mr. Allen was looking into a lot of things in the meantime, and...
I heard from Runa, but the company that your sister Yua's fiancé works at is called Rookie Distributions. Is that correct?
Yes, both my sister and Masa work there.
Our company does business with Rookie Distributions too, so I of course know the sales department well. I spoke with the sales director and he said that your sister has been off of work for the last week.
What?
And for the record, that guy named Masuo has been working as usual, so at this point the vacation is already a lie. I think we can confirm that Masuo is guilty.
No way. Why? Why would he do this?
The only way to find out is to squeeze it out of Masuo himself.
But how?
Well, leave it to me. For hurting my precious employee and my employee's precious family, he will be paying every penny. And for that, CEO's powers abused.
Alan, I don't think you should say the word abused. How about activated?
Oh, that's cool too.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Miss Matsuhashi.
My sister raised me by herself for 18 years, and I vowed that if anything were to happen, that I would definitely save my sister. I have to. I just have to.
Yeah, you're right. Alright, let's put our powers together and defeat Masuo.
Yes! I spent the rest of the night coming up with a strategy with Miss Runa and Mr. Allen, and the next day, with the CEO's approval, I took a day off work and went to see my sister. We had the hospital block off any visitors except for myself, so that we could prevent myself from getting so close. I'm so glad you're awake. You may... The moment my sister saw me, she burst out into tears. I could only imagine the fear she had experienced until that moment. Until my sister could calm down, all I could do was continue to hug her and rub her back. I got a message from Misao yesterday. Don't worry, I didn't tell him anything about you. And thanks to the help of some people at work, I haven't been home yet either, so I shouldn't be found by him either. Thank goodness. Do you think you can tell me what happened? At first he was so nice, but suddenly...
You should stop going to work from today. We're getting married after all, right?
What?
What do you mean? I've been waiting for this moment forever. You're the most beautiful thing in the world, Yua. And you're going to live together with me, just the two of us, forever and ever and ever and ever.
No! She said that after that, her meals, going to the toilet, her sleep, everything was managed by Masao. Just hearing her listen to the horrific reality she faced, it made my eyes start to tear up at how terrifying it was. But if I cried now, I wouldn't be able to protect my sister, so I swallowed my tears and held it in. Yua, everything is going to be okay now, because I'm going to protect you and I'm going to save you. But how? About that.
Wow, what an honor that the CEO himself from Orchid Enterprises would be so kind as to come here. Oh, not at all. We have great expectations for Rookie Distributions, and I have heard that you, Mr. Saito, and Miss Matsuhashi were particularly brilliant. Is Miss Matsuhashi unavailable today? Yes, unfortunately. I believe that she'll be resigning shortly and won't be returning. Now, why is that? Actually, she and I are going to get married, so she'll become a housewife and resign from the company. Ah, I see, but... However, are you really going to get married, Miss Matsuhashi? Wait, what?
I'm definitely not getting married.
You are?
Matsuhashi? Oh, wait, what's going on here?
That man, the second we started living together, he revealed his true colors. As you can see, I'm currently hospitalized. I ran away with my life hanging by a thread. Who on earth would marry a man like that?
What is this trap? This is all a misunderstanding, okay? Actually, Miss Yume is one of my staff members. Wait, what? Wait a minute! So you're not that smart after all, are you? Well, that worked in our favor. Mr. Director, I can't trust nobody that's going to treat my staff member's sister this way. I believe that it will affect our future business as well. What? You can't. That's abuse of the authority!
Did you say abuse of authority?
Sir?
Didn't you tell me yourself that Matsuhashi wasn't feeling better and that she might be pregnant and that's why she must be resigning after this?
That's...
What do you mean, pregnant? I can't believe this.
What?
Just so you know, we've already discussed everything about this case with the police.
What?
Obviously, after insulting and tormenting my sister, you can regret this in hell for the rest of your life.
Mr. Allen, we will be quickly moving for his removal on our end as well. As soon as we are finished with that, we would be grateful for another opportunity to speak with you.
Of course. Well then.
Damn it!
1 week later, Masao was charged in a court and found guilty of assault and holding my sister hostage, and he was sentenced to 2 years in prison. On top of that, he was ordered to pay my sister a settlement fee and medical fees of $12,000. Before he goes to prison, after the discussion through the lawyers, he was ordered to pay it in one payment. Of course, he was let go from his company, and after being shunned from society and receiving that punishment, he'll definitely continue to suffer at the bottom pit of hell. After that, my sister moved back into my house. As for her company, it would remind her too much of Masao, so she ended up resigning. Once she nurses herself back to health, she said she would look for another job. Who would have thought that the day would come for you to be supporting me? I've grown into a little sister that's earning a good salary. That reminds me, when you do want to go back to work, our CEO said he would love to have you at Orchard. Really, he's such a good person that it makes me want to bow down to him. Isn't he? I'm so proud to work for him. 6 months later, my sister was healed both physically and emotionally, and she was offered a contract at Orchid's sales department. I can't believe that I got to work with my sister in the same company. I'm truly so happy. From now on, it will probably be difficult for my sister to fall in love again, and that's why, until she feels ready to be alone again, I want to be the one to support my sister all the way.
My name is Atsumu Jonan. It's a strange name, right? I know. My mother raised me all by herself while working at a bar at night. We lived in an apartment room right above the bar, so growing up, I was surrounded by a lot of girls with complicated pasts. But maybe that's why I've always had trouble with women. None of my relationships have really ever worked out, to be honest with you. But I do want to get married, and I want to build a happy family, and so that's why I decided to attend college and get a degree. I knew that I would need a degree for me to get a good job, and once tech industry started to grow, I taught myself how to program. Eventually, I became skilled enough to be able to feed myself with it. And so, I signed myself up for a job requesting platform to offer my services to anyone that may need it. And as soon as I signed up, oh wow, this is gonna be great! I started getting lots of small job requests, where they wanted me to set up a website or stuff of that sort. I wasn't gonna become a millionaire anytime soon, but I was still making a lot more money than I would be if I had some other part-time job instead. But the platform ends up taking their cut from my profits, and I'll never be able to land any big-time contracts through this website. Alright, I guess it's time to start my own website. And when I did, it became an instant hit. That's partly because one of our local TV stations did a segment on me on the evening news. Because at the time, it was rare for a college student like me to start their own website and business. And after the segment was aired on TV, I got a wave of new clients seeking my services. It helped that my asking price was way lower than that of large firms too. I could actually turn this into a successful business. I was on a roll at the time, so I decided to launch my own business off of this idea. That was also around when I met her.
Hey, Atsumu.
Oh hey! Over here, honey!
Man, I can't believe I'm eating dinner at such a nice restaurant. This is a dream come true. Thank you so much, Atsumu.
Man, Konami is absolutely adorable. This is Konami, and she was one of my classmates from back in college. She's one of the prettiest girls in the entire school, and she even won the school's beauty pageant by a landslide. Every guy on campus was in love with her, and we were all battling each other to see who would be the lucky man that lands her. But man, I cannot believe that she chose me out of all people. I'm so unbelievably lucky. At the time, I was super busy with launching my business, so I barely attended any of my classes. That's why I was super close to failing all of them. But that's when Konami came up to me. She was enrolled in the same class I was, and for whatever reason, she decided to help me out.
Hey, you're Atsumu, right?
Huh? Yeah, that's me. You're...
I'm Konami, and I'm in this class too. You were absent last week, right? I can show you my notes from the class you missed if you'd like.
I could hear everyone whispering about us around me. They were all shocked to see Konami initiating a conversation with me, but believe me, I was the most shocked out of everyone. Wait, are you sure? Thank you.
No problem. I saw you on TV the other day. You started a business, right? You're really impressive.
And so, We headed to a cafe to share our notes after that, and that led to another date, and another. And eventually, we started officially dating. Man, I'm so glad I asked her out. I was super busy during the day, so I didn't have a lot of chances to see her, but when I did, I made sure to treat her to a nice dinner and give her some thoughtful presents. I was spending a lot of money every time we saw each other, but I was convinced that it was worth it. And more than anything, I felt like I owed it to her. But that didn't last too long. After I graduated from college, I opted to stay with my own company and keep on trying to grow it into a successful business. However, it didn't take too long for strong competitors to burst into the scene. And because of that, I had to lower my prices significantly. That had a huge impact on my profits, and things weren't going as well as they were before. But I was still extremely busy with work, so I was working the same hours as before, while making less. That also meant that I had no choice but to cut back on the money I could spend on my dates with Konami. But I thought our relationship would be able to withstand this rough patch, especially because I had new ideas to improve my business and get it back on track. I was convinced that this would be only a temporary setback, but I guess I was wrong.
I'm sorry, but I want to break up with you.
What? I don't understand. Why so suddenly?
Oh, come on. Don't kid yourself. You know why. Remember what we did on our last date? You took me out to a cheap-ass restaurant and didn't even get any presents for me. What the hell were you thinking?
Okay, I'm sorry. I know I screwed up with our last date, but I don't really have a choice right now. You know how I told you about how my business isn't doing too well right now, right? And so, I don't exactly have a lot of cash on me right now, and...
Blah, blah, blah. Do you think I care about all that? I don't have the time to go out with someone that won't treat me like a princess. I deserve better.
Wait, hold on. I know you're frustrated, and I get why you feel that way, but I have great ideas for my company, and I'm sure that I can turn things around soon, so could you please give me some more time?
Oh, so you're gonna make me eat at cheap restaurants until that happens? That's ridiculous. Come on. And besides, you're not the only rich kid in the city. There's plenty of them that I can seduce.
No way!
Hey, look at the photo I just sent you. It's a bag someone gifted to me the other day. We're not even dating yet, and they're willing to buy presents for me like this. This bag costs $10,000, you know.
Wait, who the hell gave you that bag?
Well, not you, that's for sure.
So you're telling me that you were cheating on me?
You thought you were the only one? That's ridiculous. You don't deserve to monopolize my love. And if you want to, then you should start making more money. If you start taking me out to expensive restaurants again, maybe I'll reconsider.
But Konami, does that mean that you only saw me as a cash cow?
I decided to date you because everyone was talking about how successful you and your business was going to be in the future. But you're a massive disappointment. Look, I was born into this world to marry into a wealthy family and never work a day in my life. My dream is to become a celebrity one day. And so, dating a loser like you is a waste of time for me. It's just not worth it. And besides, even this conversation is a waste of time for me. So please, don't ever contact me again. Got it, Atsumu?
I was lost for words. I couldn't believe she would ever say those things to me. I thought she was like an angel when we were dating, but man, I had no idea that she was in it for the money all along. But the killing blow came 6 months later when I got shocking news from one of my college classmates. Apparently, Konami got married with another man right after she broke up with me, and the worst part was that I knew the groom. His name is Ota, and he was another one of my college classmates. He was an introverted loser, but his family was very, very rich. That's probably what caught Konami's attention.
And so, that's why this report explains how looking at and owning figurines of cute girls can improve the mental health of depressed men. And I'm a good example of that!
As far as I know, he didn't have any friends when he was in college. He wore anime shirts to class every day, and everyone thought he was weird. At the time, even Konami said this about him.
He's really rich, but man, what a shame. If only he wasn't a weirdo.
I remember her saying those exact words about him. Apparently, Ota was the oldest child of a real estate tycoon, and he was scheduled to take his father's business over upon his retirement. But because of his attitude and appearance, no one ever wanted to go near him. But Ota and Konami got married, huh? That's insane. And I found out the details of this arrangement when I got a text from one of my friends that attended their wedding.
I didn't see you at the wedding, Atsumu. So they never invited you, huh?
Yeah, I don't blame them though. It would be awkward for both of us.
But I heard that Konami got married to Ota because she wanted his money.
Really?
Uta was still his usual disgusting self, but apparently, Konami reached out to him once she found out that your business wasn't going too well. And obviously, Uta was delighted to receive her text. He's never had a girlfriend in his entire life, so he couldn't resist the temptation and fell for her immediately.
Wait, how do you know all this?
Well, I saw Uta's parents talking to him at the wedding. They were trying to convince him to not get married with Konami. They were telling him that Konami doesn't love him and that she only loves his money. They also said that they knew this because they've seen dozens of people try to do something like what Konami is doing before. They were pleading him to reconsider. It was a lot, to be honest with you.
Wow, that sounds pretty rough. I can't believe his parents would try to talk him out of the marriage on his wedding.
Yeah, but the situation must have been that dire. But Uta never changed his mind, and he said that Konami was an angel that suddenly appeared before his eyes, and that he was never going to let her go, no matter what they said to him. He sounded pretty upset.
I guess love makes you blind.
Well, you were definitely blind when you were going out with Konami, that's for sure.
Oh, come on, you don't have to do me like that. And so, I was completely blindsided by Konami, and I didn't realize how truly money-hungry she was. But this isn't my first rodeo. It takes a lot more than this to get me down. Alright, you know what? I'm not done yet. And so, I tried my best to use my frustration and sadness as fuel to work even further to achieve success. Well, I've lost someone that I truly loved, but I still want someone to support me through these tough times. And I feel like this sentiment is applicable to website operations too. What my clients really want is my continued support, not just the initial setup. Man, why did it take so long for me to realize this? And so, I contacted all of the clients that I've dealt with in the past, and I started up a new service where they could seek my support for no additional cost. I used advanced analytics to improve the websites that I set up for them, and once I started producing results, I signed a long-term consulting partnership with many of them. And once I changed my business model like this, I was able to increase my profits exponentially, and more businesses and individuals started seeking out my services. Eventually, the growth got to a point where I was no longer able to meet all of the demand by myself, so I decided to expand my operations by hiring new employees and laying the groundwork for further expansions. And 3 years quickly passed after that. Things were finally settling down, and while I was still busy with work every day, I was starting to get used to my jam-packed schedule. But that's when he came into my office.
Long time no see, Atsumu.
Whoa, wait, are you Ota? What are you doing here?
I have to apologize to you about something.
Apologize to me? About what?
I didn't know that you were dating Konami before I got married with her. She never told me, and I had no way of knowing because I didn't have any friends.
Oh, so that's what he's here for. So you're here to apologize to me about that?
Yeah, but there's also something else I wanted to talk to you about. It's a bit embarrassing to admit, but it's about Konami.
He seemed very tired and worn out, so I decided to hear him out. I took him to a meeting room and asked him what was going on. So what's up?
Well, to tell you the truth, I still don't have any kids with Konami, even though it's been 3 years since we got married.
So one of you is infertile?
No, she just turns me down every single time.
What?
Yeah, we haven't done it once since we started dating. I don't know what I can do about it at this point.
Well, obviously you're never gonna get a kid if you don't do it.
Yeah, she was like an angel to me when we started dating. But nowadays, she won't even talk to me. And she's never home because she always goes on trips with her friends. I haven't seen her in days. I even spent $100,000 of my own money to host a wedding for her because she wanted to. My parents were against it, but I still went ahead with it.
I should be happy that he's struggling, but I couldn't help but feel bad for him.
And I heard the other day that you used to date Konami before we got married, and so I wanted to ask you if Konami's always been this kind of person. Did she marry me for my money, or does she actually love me?
I nodded silently, thought about it for a bit, and decided to tell him about what happened between Konami and me when we broke up. When I was done explaining all the details to him,
man, so my parents were right all along, huh? I should have listened to them! Damn it!
So are you going to break up with her?
Yeah, probably! I want kids eventually, and I don't think I can keep being with her after learning the truth about her!
But if you do break up with her, isn't she going to end up with half of your assets? That's ridiculous, no? You're just gonna let her do that to you?
Yeah, and I bet that's what she was going for from the very beginning. But I can't do anything about it, can I?
Oh, come on! You can't just give up yet!
Huh?
I know how you feel right now, because she hurt me a lot too. I have to somehow get my revenge on her, And besides, we can't just keep on letting her get away with this. If we do, she's just going to find another poor bloke and end up taking their money too.
So what do you suggest we do?
Well, you're into anime, right? What always happens to the bad guys in every anime?
Well, they get served justice by the heroes.
That's right! And I think it's about time that we serve justice to that money-hungry villain! So what do you say? Wanna try being heroes for once?
Yes, sir! Let's do it!
And so, we decided to move our plan to action immediately. We first started off by closely examining Konami's behavior to find out when she was going to leave for her next trip. I also used my coding skills to find hidden social media accounts that Konami had. Konami has always been an assertive person, and she has multiple social media accounts where she just brags about her life and how much money she has. And so, I knew that she was going to have a few secret accounts that she hasn't told us about. And eventually, alright, bingo! I found one of her secret accounts, and it was full of photos and videos that were very explicitly unladylike. It became clear from the photos that she was going out with multiple men even while being married. And so, I decided to save all of the photos for later. I can't believe you would do this to your poor husband. You better brace yourself, cause we're coming for you.
Alright, I'm heading out for another trip, so see you in a few weeks.
Sir, her plane just left the airport. We're in the clear now. And I'm in position. Whenever you're ready, sir.
Alright, good. I've got all of the evidence prepared as well, so you can get started with our plan.
Alright. Time to teach you a lesson, you cheating gold-digging bastard!
There was no turning back now, but that's when I got a text from the gold digger, just as I had expected.
Hey, Atsumu, long time no see. How have you been? I hope you're doing good. I heard about what happened. After we broke up, you managed to grow your business into one of the most successful companies in the industry, right? Man, you're really something, aren't you? I always knew you could do it, though. I'm really impressed.
What do you want? You're the one that tried cutting ties with me after calling me a broke bastard, remember?
Yeah, I do remember that. And I just wanted to apologize to you about that, you know? And if possible, I would like to apologize to you in person. I just want to see you again, you know?
In person, huh?
And I also wanted to ask you for a favor.
Alright, here it comes. I know what's about to happen, but I'm gonna go along with it just so I can use this conversation as evidence later. What is it?
Well, I was wondering if you'd be willing to lend me some money.
Why? You're married to Ota now, right? He's supposed to be super rich. I bet you don't need any money from me.
Well, I don't really know what's going on, but my credit card isn't working right now. And I'm abroad right now, but I can't even pay for my hotel. I haven't bought my return tickets either, so I'm really at a loss for what to do right now.
Huh? Well, why isn't your card working?
Well, that's because my husband is trying to pull a prank on me or something. He's just messing with me. Do you remember what he was like in college? He hasn't changed a bit, and he's still a massive loser. He's just a really unpleasant person. And I thought I could change him and turn him into a better man. But I guess I was wrong. And we've been married for 3 years, but we still don't have kids. I guess that really bothers my in-laws, and they've been pressuring us a lot lately. It's been really stressful. That's kind of why I was thinking about getting a divorce with my husband. And I told him about that the other day. He obviously didn't like that, and that's why he's doing this to me right now.
I see. Well, he's really putting you in a tough spot there. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. It means a lot. So please, Atsumu, you have to help me out here. And if you do help me, then...
You're kidding, right? There's no way I'm helping you. And I'm not sorry for you. I'm sorry for Ota for having to deal with someone like you.
What?
You're the reason why you two haven't gotten kids yet. Have you told your in-laws that already? You should tell them about how you've been refusing to sleep with your own husband. Or do you not know how the whole childbirth thing works? You actually have to sleep with your husband if you want kids, you know. You can't just expect a stork to deliver your baby to you, you know?
Oh, wait. How do you know about all that? Who told you?
Oh, but unfortunately for you, it doesn't stop there. I know everything about what you've been up to. You were trying to get back together with me, weren't you? What a skank you are. You didn't know what to do when Ota shut off your credit card, so you decided to get me to help you get a divorce with Ota when you get back, take half of his assets, and then get back together with your ex-boyfriend who's managed to make his business successful. Now isn't that right, Konami? I'm sorry, but I'm not falling for your lies again, and I'm obviously not going to lend you any money.
Why not? I'm giving you another chance. You get to date a beautiful girl like me again. Don't you dare waste this opportunity. You don't even deserve me.
I don't care. I'm never going out with you ever again. And what you should be doing right now is calling Ota to apologize to him.
can't believe you guys were still talking.
Well, we're both victims of your lies, so yeah, we have an obligation to support each other.
Victims? Oh, that's ridiculous. Give me a break. You should be thanking me for even considering dating you again, you know? You should be feeling honored right now. And I bet you told Uda to cancel my credit cards, you bastard.
That's right, but I think this is a good punishment for you. Now you're stranded all alone in a faraway land with no means of coming back. Good riddance.
But he's still married to me. He's gonna come and save me eventually. You didn't think this through, did you?
Well, I don't know about that.
What the hell do you mean?
You're right in that the husband has the obligation to pay for some of your expenses, since you guys are a married couple and all, but you really don't think that he's obligated to pay for everything, right? When someone spends money excessively, their partner isn't obligated to pay for that. The responsibility lies with you, and you only. You've backed yourself into a corner, you know.
But my husband has paid for everything so far. Why would he start making me pay now?
Well, that's just because Ota wanted to be nice to you. But he said that he was over you now that he knows what you're truly like, and he told me that he wasn't going to spend another cent for you. So you're truly on your own now. Good luck getting back to Japan.
What? So he has the money to buy figurines, but he doesn't have enough to spend on his wife? That's ridiculous. What kind of logic is that?
He hasn't bought any figurines lately though, thanks to you wasting all of his money. You know, I really feel for him as a man.
But in exchange for that, he got a beautiful wife. What is there to complain about? That's a fair investment in my eyes.
Well, that's only if you actually loved Ota back, but that's not the case, now is it? You're just in love with Ota's money. You couldn't care less about Ota himself. Now you better figure out how you're gonna get home and file for a divorce as soon as you get back before things get even worse for you.
You know what? Fine. I'll get a divorce with that pig. I never liked him anyway. But you haven't forgotten about this, have you? I'm supposed to get half of his assets when we get divorced. I'm his wife, so that's my right. And if I manage to peel half of his assets away from him, then I'll be able to spend the rest of my life in paradise without having to work a day. And I can just also find another rich guy to leech off of. And I'll be an actual celebrity for real this time. Maybe I'll let you shine my shoes for a living if your company ever goes under.
You're the one who's gonna be shining shoes soon.
What?
We know how you've been out cheating on Ota with other men, you know.
What?
You really thought we weren't gonna find your secret social media accounts?
Oh, wait. You're kidding me, right? There's no way.
Oh, I'm not kidding, alright. And we've already sent all of the photos and other pieces of evidence to our lawyers, and we're prepared to sue you for damages. We already know who you were having an affair with, too, but there's a ton of them out there, so it was quite a hassle tracking them all down. But Ota said that he wants you to pay him $100,000 as financial compensation at the very minimum.
$100,000? You're joking.
And by the way, there's no way you're going to get half of his assets. You're gonna get way less than that. I'm just giving you a heads up so you don't get disappointed later on.
Wait, why? That doesn't make any sense. I thought we were supposed to split our assets.
Normally, yes. But after you guys got married, you never worked, you never did any chores, and you never fulfilled any of your responsibilities as Ota's wife. All you did was fly around the world to go on vacation with your friends. I guess you also did go shopping a lot. And in those cases, the two parties aren't obligated to split their assets 50-50.
Is that true?
But I'm not done just yet.
What? There's more.
You're not even entitled to most of Ota's assets, even if you guys were to split everything 50-50.
Wait, what does that even mean?
Well, when a divorced couple splits their assets, they only have to split the assets they acquired during the time of their marriage. And while Ota is super rich, most of his assets were acquired before you guys got married. Ota's just a regular salesman, so it's not like he's made millions in the last 3 years too. And most of the assets that he acquired in the 3 years of your marriage were eroded away by your wasteful spending. That means that you're probably only gonna get a couple $1,000s from Ota when you get your divorce.
A couple thousand? There's absolutely no way that's...
Oh, believe me, it's true. Ota's lawyer calculated it for us. And if you compensate Ota fairly, that puts you down significantly.
I'm not going to let you guys walk all over me. I'm going to hire a lawyer too, and I'm going to fight this out, damn it.
Well, sure. Go ahead. Just know that Ota's hired some of the best lawyers in the country for this. So good luck.
But I can win, right?
No, definitely not.
No way. Why is this happening to me? And the hotel I'm staying at is demanding me to pay them. My damn visa is about to expire too. What am I going to do? Atsumu, you have to help me, please.
Well, again, why would I ever help you? I hate you. Go ask someone else.
But I have no one else I can rely on.
That's funny. I bet you regret bragging to all your friends about marrying into a rich family now. No wonder you don't have any friends anymore.
Oh, come on. Please, Atsumu, don't do this to me. And think about it, Atsumu. We had loads of fun when we were dating, right? I definitely did, that's for sure. But more importantly, we were happy. And if you help me, I'm going to make you happy again. I promise you. So please, help me, Atsumu. You're my only hope.
I'm sorry, but this is just a waste of time. You need to figure this out yourself. Goodbye and good luck. Alright, you're getting blocked, gold digger. And when Konami's visa was just about to expire, Ota decided to lend her a helping hand. He paid for her hotel and return ticket, and when she got home, she agreed to compensate him for everything she's done for him. She got out just in the nick of time before her visa expired.
I missed you so much, honey. Oh my god, I can't believe I made it back. I love you so much. Thank you, honey. Whoa.
Shut up! Don't get near me! You're signing those divorce papers like you promised!
Wait, hold on. Honey, I still love you though. We can't get a divorce yet.
You don't love me at all! The only thing you love is my money, and I'm never falling for your lies again! Also, I'm gonna make sure you pay me back for your plane ticket and hotel fees!
No way. You're joking, right?
No, I'm not! Now get out!
No, please, you have to let me back in. And I want my bags and accessories back. Please, let me just grab them before I leave.
I sold them all, and bought figurines with the money I made.
Wait, did you sell all of them?
Yes, I did.
No. Why would you do this to me? I can't believe this.
And so, Konami was now in a massive load of debt as she had to pay Ota back for everything. And apparently, she also had to pay back the wives of the men she was having an affair with. All in all, she was going to have to pay a couple $100,000. I wonder who leaked this info though. And now, Konami's back to living in poverty. Looks like she's never going to be a celebrity. I would feel bad for her if she wasn't such an asshole. She brought this upon herself. Oh, and by the way, Ota and I were able to become friends through this incident, and down the line, we became business partners too. He started investing in my company, and with his help, we were able to grow the company immensely. And nowadays, I've been getting into watching anime. I guess Ota inspired me to take it up as a new hobby.
But, for some reason, you can never find a good girlfriend.
Oh, shut up!
Hey, what do you say? How about we open another bottle for the group?
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah, you're the best, Atsumu.
Looks like I'm gonna be single for a good while. But honestly, that isn't too bad, now is it?
I'm just gonna tell you, straight up, it's a nuisance. I am not going on this vacation taking care of a wheelchaired person, okay?
My name is Shoko Tanaka, 32 years old, and I'm a housewife. I live together in company-owned housing with my husband, Yuichi, who's the same age as me. Just 6 months ago, we had our first child, a baby girl, and lucky for us, the company housing had a family room open, so we moved in. There is also one more thing that I need to explain about myself. I got into an accident as a child, and I've been wheelchair-bound ever since. However, now that I have the support of my husband, I'm able to live comfortably. The company housing I live in is a little bit unique because it has its own community of mom friends, a little group for the wives of the employees in this company. Well, all we do is get together for coffee or lunch and maybe have a group vacation once a year. Because a lot of us have kids, we're able to share information and take care of the kids if both parents are busy. Everybody is very understanding of my disability, and I never felt secluded until this new mom showed up.
Miss Shoko, have you heard?
Huh? What is it?
There's a new couple moving into the vacant room on the 4th floor.
That's a really nice room, isn't it? Is it one of the higher-ups?
It's the manager family. From HR, I think.
Well, someone's informed.
Oh, it's just that my husband works in the human resources department too, so basically, it's my husband's boss that's moving in.
I see. Do you know this family's name?
I'm pretty sure. It's the Akita family. He has a wife and a 1-year-old baby.
Oh, then they might be the same age as my daughter.
The manager is in his 40s, but I heard his wife is in her 20s. She seems pretty young. I hope she's nice.
Just like that, the Akitas moved into the room on the 4th floor. This husband of hers was pretty high up in the ranks, and we were excited to welcome a new member to this mom group. I was also happy to have a new friend for my daughter. The day the Akitas moved in, I was out of town to run some errands, so I couldn't say hi to them personally. Mrs. Yamada updated me on the details instead.
The Akita family moved in today, so I went over to say hi.
Oh, really? How was it? I need to find time to do that too.
We're actually planning to have tea with Miss Akita the day after tomorrow.
You can say hi to her there. How about that? That really helps. What was Miss Akita like? Her name was Chiharu, and from what I saw, maybe she could be a former club hostess? Oh, she's like the flamboyant type? Yeah, something like that. She seemed like a nice person, though. She spoke with us in a frank manner, but she wasn't rude or anything. And that's good then. I'm not that much of a social person, so it's better for me to get to know people if they're friendly from the get-go. Then I'll see you at the get-together in 2 days. Okay. Thank you for letting me catch up on everything. From what I heard from Mrs. Yamada, Chiharu would look like the flashy type, but seemed very friendly. I thought if that's the case, I could get along with her. 2 days later, the group had gathered to go to lunch, and I met Miss Chiharu for the first time, but... Hi, it's very nice to meet you. I'm Shoko Tanaka.
Ugh. Right. Hi.
She took one look at my wheelchair, and it seemed like she was taken aback by it. But I'm used to those kinds of reactions. I totally understand if people don't know how to act in front of people with disabilities. So it's always best to just explain to people what happened with my legs before anybody asks. Oh, I'm sorry to surprise you. My legs are disabled from a very young age, and I usually move about in my wheelchair, you see.
Kay?
I apologize in advance if anything bothers you. I always do my best not to inconvenience others.
Kay?
Her reaction felt kinda cold, and I didn't know how to respond. But I thought to myself, maybe she just wasn't used to interacting with people like me. And I thought if I gave her some time, she could get used to seeing me and we could be friends. But I would soon realize that my thoughts were overly optimistic and naive. For example, when we would go out to tea, some cafes would have entrances that aren't barrier-free. Even in cafes that I frequented, there would be days where I would get stuck and have trouble getting to the table. Then from behind, Chiharu would click her tongue at me. At first, I thought I was overthinking. It couldn't be her. But then she would obviously act in a way so that she doesn't look in my direction. If I were to inconvenience the group in any way, she would overtly pull a sick face. Even when we were talking as a group.
You know, my husband's the type to cash lots of money into his hobbies. He's not even that good at golf, but he keeps buying these expensive golf clubs.
Chiharu was complaining about her husband. I thought this would be a good chance to open up about myself and get to know each other better, so I chimed in. Oh, so the Akitas have the same issue too. My husband is also into golf, so I really understand how you feel.
Oh, is that so?
She was smiling and chatting just a few minutes ago, but the moment I spoke up, the smile would disappear. It was clear that she didn't like me. Of course, the other women in the same group had noticed this, and Mrs. Yamada sent me a text. Hey, did something happen between you and Mrs. Chiharu? I feel a bit nosy, but, you know, her attitude. I'm sorry, I must have been making things feel awkward for everyone, but it's not like I did anything to her. I mean, I've barely even spoken with her. Then is she bothered by your wheelchair? I can't be sure, but I think so. Seriously? How close-minded of her. I want to tell her off, but... I understand. But if matters go wrong, your husband might get into unnecessary trouble. Exactly. I don't think I can say anything to her directly. I'm so sorry. It's okay, I understand. I'm used to this anyway. Under this unique environment of a company housing, problems like this aren't anything new. The husband's position in the company would directly affect the spouses in the system. So far, Chiharu's husband is ranked highest among us. That's why I can understand where Mrs. Yamada and the others are coming from. If I say anything against Chiharu, it was clear that things would get even worse. It couldn't be helped, so I decided to decline my new invitations for the time being. It felt bad, but I didn't want everybody else to feel awkward just because of me. Thankfully, I had already become good friends with all of the other mom group members, so even if I didn't attend the group meetups, I could still spend time with them at one time. I didn't feel sad at all. However, one day, I overheard Chiharu talking to one of the other moms in the same housing complex. Was it Mrs. Shoko? It's so annoying, like, we always have to tiptoe around her, but she always shows up like it's natural for her to do so. She's so full of herself. Chiharu clearly stated that I was a nuisance. This broke me, and I felt very hurt. Ever since I became disabled, I've been through lots of hardships, but to see a person express hate this directly, it rarely happens. It hurts even more because, I have to say, Chiharu's right about a lot of things. It's true. I cause a lot of trouble and I take up space. Nobody says things straight in my face, but I was always concerned that people might hate me deep down. I was feeling down for a while, And then came the time of the year where we had planned our annual employee family vacation. I attended last year's vacation, and I was planning to go this year too. But with Chiharu in the group, I had to rethink things a little bit. However, Mrs. Yamada called out to me.
You're coming to vacation this year, right? The people planning the trip want to know if you're coming or not.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but I just don't know what to do.
Is it Miss Chiharu?
Yes.
If you're really hurting and don't want to be around her, you don't have to force yourself to come with us. But if you're just worried that you might trouble us, then please don't worry. We want you with us.
But still, I feel bad.
All of the other moms, including me, have never thought of you that way. Or have we done something that made you think so?
No, of course not.
Then let's go together. When we get there, we can just move about separately from Miss Chiharu.
Thank you so much. Yes, I would love to join you for the group vacation this year. Mrs. Yamada's kindness really convinced me, and so I decided to go on the trip this year. Of course, Chiharu would be attending the trip too, but I chose not to dwell over things too much. However, after Chiharu found out that I was coming on this trip, she went out of her way to text me.
So I heard that you're coming on this trip after all. You must be joking.
Oh, serious.
Well, I'm just going to tell you straight up. You're a nuisance. There's no way I'll be traveling with a disabled person. You're just trouble, and you'll just embarrass me.
Well, someone's very outspoken.
I mean, it's the truth. You should understand that you're bringing trouble to the group.
Well, the others say that's not the case.
Of course they will. Nobody is going to say you're a nuisance straight to your face.
Mrs. Chiharu, are you saying that you just don't want me to go on this trip?
Yeah, just don't come.
Well, why should I oblige?
Are you not aware of my husband's position in the office?
He's the manager in the HR department, right?
Yes, and your husband works for?
He's the section chief in the planning department. But that's our husband's standing. It shouldn't matter in this case.
You know, that's not the case in our community. If I just talk to my husband, your husband can lose his job just like that. Are you risking all of that just to go on this trip?
You're just being outright rude and unfair. Do you understand how ridiculous you're being right now?
I don't care if I'm being unright. You better think very carefully about the words I just said.
Okay, I'll think about it.
You better give me a good reply, and do it fast.
If she's just hating on me at this point, even my strong will was on the verge of wavering. I wasn't used to this kind of vicious hate, and I was wondering if I had made the wrong choice. I didn't want to crush the mood of the whole vacation, and I was certain we were going to bother everybody around us. I was second-guessing myself again. Maybe I should just not go at all. But then I received this text from my husband.
The trip is next weekend, right?
Yep, it's going to be an overnight stay from Saturday to Sunday.
Okay, gotcha. I'll make sure to get all of my tasks finished so I'd never get called in for work on the weekends. Don't worry about me and our little princess. Go and have fun.
Thank you, but I'm not sure anymore. I might not go.
Did Ikeda's wife say something to you?
Huh? Why do you know about this?
Mrs. Yamada told me. She said that you were struggling, like I should be there to support you. I kind of got scolded.
But really, it's my problem at the end of the day.
No, don't say such a sad thing. This Sunday, can you make time for me?
Sunday rolled around, and I went over to the Akitas with my husband. I had no idea what Yuichi was planning. He just insisted that I visit her, and when we did...
Excuse me? What do you want?
She was visibly and audibly unhappy that I came around to her place on the weekend. However, before I said anything, my husband spoke up.
Hello. It's very nice to meet you, Mrs. Chiharu. We haven't talked yet, have we? I'm Shoko's husband.
Yeah, whatever. Hi.
I heard from my wife that there's been some trouble going on between you two, so I came over to see if we could talk things out.
Ha! So you went over to cry to your husband. There's nothing to discuss.
Now don't be so angry.
Jeez, you're so annoying. I said just leave already.
She was very adamant on chasing us out, but from the back of the room came Chiharu's husband, Kieda. Kieda seemed really annoyed to be disturbed on the weekend, but the moment he saw my husband, he began bowing down, looking panicked. Chiharu straight up looked confused, and I can understand. Kieda is a manager, and my husband is just a section chief. It was obvious Chiharu's husband was ranked higher, but there he was. Kieda seemingly respects my husband a lot.
I just came over to talk, you know. Your wife is acting like she doesn't really like my wife. And I thought it'd be best if we sort out this problem for future situations.
My wife is doing what?
Yes. Hey Shoko, what did you say about the text that Mrs. Chiharu sent you?
Huh? That's
It's okay. Trust me.
He softly placed his hand on my shoulders, and I decided to tell the truth. That she doesn't want disabled people around her, and that she absolutely does not want to go on this trip if I'm going. The moment Keita heard my words, he glared over at Chiharu.
Did you really say that to her? That's crossing the line of just being rude.
Hey, wait a minute. Why are you even acting like that towards him? You're obviously in a higher position.
My husband reluctantly revealed our true identity to Chiharu. First things first, I'm actually the daughter of the company Yuichi and Keita work for, which means Yuichi is next in line to succeed the position of CEO. Obviously, not everybody knows this fact. Only a selected group of people know this, so my mom friends aren't aware either. Before our marriage, Yuichi was just another employee for a different company. My dad accepted our marriage under two conditions. 1, Yuichi works for his company. 2, Yuichi proves himself as a worthy employee while hiding his identity as a potential future CEO. Basically, if Yuichi wanted to marry me, he had to prove to my father that he was capable. Just like that, Yuichi changed jobs to work in my dad's company. It's been 5 years, and ever since he's been achieving lots of results. And just a few days ago, his achievements were acknowledged by my father. It was decided that next month, we will officially announce that Yuichi will be the future CEO. And when that happens, Yuichi will be in charge of the new branch that's getting ready to launch. Adding to that, it was decided that one of the new managers that will be assigned to this new branch would be Mr. Keita Akeda. He was one of the first of the regular employees to know about Yuichi's true identity. Basically, it was a given by this point that my husband will soon become Kieda's boss. So it was clear that Chiharu's attitude towards me was more than unforgivable. Chiharu's expression grew pale by the second, and by the time we finished explaining,
We are so terribly sorry. Hey, get over here and apologize too, you dumb wife!
I'm sorry.
her husband half forced her to give this bare minimum apology, and there it was. Personally, I was okay with just ending things like this, but that wasn't really the case. Chiharu had lost all of Keida's trust, and he gave her a restraining order, so I don't have to deal with her anymore. Of course, that meant Chiharu was not joining us for the annual vacation, and it would be very awkward for her to join any of our future get-togethers. The rest of the mom group, including myself, weren't close with Chiharu in any way, so that didn't affect our dynamic, though. I was able to enjoy our group get-togethers just as I used to, and I joined the trip too. Things were back to normal. Chiharu's relationship with her husband worsened after this whole incident, and it resulted in a divorce. She wasn't able to get the parental rights to her kids, and just left the company housing on her own. I feel so blessed to be surrounded by such wonderful mom friends. I'm also a part of a wheelchair community that I met through social media, and when I told them my story, the drama that went down, they told me it's not uncommon. They told me that I should be blessed to have a supportive friend group and a caring husband. Just being in a wheelchair is hard enough. Sometimes people even yell at me to not board the train because I'm taking up too much space. We're still socially very vulnerable, so please, if you ever meet a person in a wheelchair in public, you don't have to help us. Just don't treat us like we're taking up too much space.
Okay. Do you want to go on a drive date this weekend?
Thank you so much for always taking me out to all these different places. I'm so happy and lucky that you're my husband.
No, that's my line. I want to thank you.